Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, readers of all persuasion. Welcome back to Book Unquote and Caffeinated. Happy New Year! Oh my goodness, we are in 2026. It seems like 2025 was like a year of everything happening, but we have made it. We are in the land of the living, and I'm happy about that. And so here we are. We're back on YouTube. We're back to talking about books, one of my favorite pastimes. And so let's jump right in. As the thumbnail says, I have a TBR, but I don't have a TBR. Let me explain. So during Bookmas, I curated these lists of books that I wanted to read, because these are books that I want to read that are on my shelf, and I want to really start reading from my shelf and not buying as many books. Not saying I'm not gonna buy books, not saying I'm going on a book ban. I'm just trying to read what I have on my shelf. I've read a lot of books, but I do have a lot of books I have not read in my collection, and I want to start getting into them. So during Bookmas, I created several lists that I wanted to get through. For example, the first list was reading through my ABCs. And what that is just getting a book that starts with the letter A through Z, and reading that book off your shelf. I am a mood reader. My intention was to read thoroughly through A through Z. But as I started looking through the first couple of letters of the alphabet, I was like, I'm not into that. Mind you, I'm a mood reader. And instead of getting discouraged and being like, scrap that, I just picked the book that I wanted to read from the list. So that book is Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed. And this is 15 Voices from the Latinx Diaspora. And these are authors that we're familiar with, maybe not all familiar with. And this was edited by Miss Fennell. And so some of the authors, and actually she is the writer and the founder of The Bronx is Reading, which is awesome to know that as well. I am not from the Bronx, born and raised in Brooklyn, but I've lived in the Bronx for 13 years. So I like to read representation from where I am from, and everybody knows I love New York. And some of the authors are like Elizabeth Acevedo, Natasha Diaz, E.B. Zaboy, Julian Randall, Jasmine Mendez. So I can't wait to get into this book. This is just short essays, I guess, from their experience. Some of them I'm familiar with as authors, some I'm not. So this is going to be a great start to the ABC list. And like I said, being a mood reader, I'm looking forward to going through this journey. And so this is a great book to start with. The next two books I'm going to read, I never curated a professional book list here. For those who are here for the first time, I have a 9-to-5 and a 5-to-9 that I often say. So I am a social worker in the education system, but I also have my LMSW, and I'm a clinician, and I work part-time with a private company. And so I'm often trying to just, educate myself, stay up on top of things and things of that nature. But this year, I really want to dive into my professional books. And I have a few, and I haven't you use them for reference and things of that nature, but haven't really sat down to read anything from cover to cover. And one of those books is Bibliotherapy in the Bronx by Emily Rumble. She is a LCSW. And she's an awesome person. I was able to meet her during her book tour. Anybody from the Bronx or lived in the Bronx and of the book community knew she was writing this book. So when it came out, everybody was like, I gotta get it. So she is the first book that I'm going to read that's a part of my professional reads. The second book that I'm going to read that's a part of my professional reads is Sister Heals, The Transformative Power of Healing in Community by Dr. Joy Harton Bradford. I think she's based out of Atlanta. She's also the person who started Therapy for Black Girls. And I came across her podcast, I believe during COVID. And so thoroughly enjoyed her podcast, thoroughly enjoyed her as a clinician. And so when she came out with this book, I was like, absolutely. I think this came out in 2024. if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. It was 2023. Anyway, so that means it's time for me to read it. So this is the second book on my professional book list. The third book I would like to read, well, the fourth book I would like to read is kind of like a self-help motivational book. And everyone has heard of this book. It's called The 12-Week Year. Get more done in 12 weeks and others get it in 12 months. I've read this before with my friends during the book club. I read it also again by myself. And now I have also acquired the journal that goes along with it. So my goal is to complete that journal and start to do some of the things and reach some of the goals that I want to reach using the 12-week year method. The fifth book I want to read comes from a book list I curated from the Dollar Tree books that I bought. So these books are about women in foreign countries, and this one is The Ambassador's Daughter. This would be one of the books I read from my Dollar Tree list. And last but not least, book number 6 is Good Dirt. Actually, I'm literally reading. I just picked it up from my book stand. Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkinson. She wrote Black Cake. This came out last year, January, and I didn't get a chance to read it. And you're going to see this book again because I'm working on a video. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but when you see this book again, you'll be reminded it came from this video and moving forward, the idea from this video and moving forward. But I'm actually enjoying it. It's a good read. I started it today in between like chilling and cooking and all the things. I'm on page 50. My goal was to read at least 75 pages to 100 pages because it's the weekend. I primarily read a lot more during the weekend, so I want to read about 200 pages before the weekend, at least 150 pages before the weekend's over, because this book's about 350 and I want to be able to start a book midweek. Anywho, that is my list. So I have a TBR, but my TBR really is based in the books that I have on my shelf, and not setting a number, not getting new books, and one, also just being able to not race against the clock to read a bunch of books. Now, I probably will end up reading a bunch of books. I ended the year reading 107 books. 2024, I read 111 books. And so in my brain, I really want to read 115 books, but I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going to read what I read, what I want to read, when I want to read it, how I want to read it, and I really primarily want it to come from my shelf. So we will see. This is 6 books. It may take me 6 weeks. It may take me 6 minutes. It may take me 6 months. I don't care, as long as I get through the list. And this is kind of setting the list up also for each time I get a new set of books. So this book in a series I haven't told you about yet. So having this book, having my Dollar Tree book, having a self-help book, having like my professional books, and then having my ABC book. So that's about 6 books during a span of time that I would like to read, but they all will be coming from my shelf. I want that to be known. They all will be coming from my shelf. That being said, happy 2026. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here. If you're watching this, continue to do all the things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. Bye.